hand thumbnail works so well for a few reasons, I think. First of all, look at how much, look at this is, I remade it, by the way. To be clear, this is not the Ryan Trahan thumbnail, this is me. I photoshopped a bunch of examples. The whole video is just gonna be me. But look at how much this son of a gun absolutely pops from the background. You see that bright orange? There's a reason bright orange works. You get a dark background behind, a little bit of a blue tone, really contrast. That's as clean as it gets. And then look at the face. Why is he so uncomfortable? In this example, this man has only been in this room for 31 minutes, and he's already losing his mind. I simply have to click. I have to find out what happened to this poor man. People love watching others overcome a challenge. I like watching others overcome a challenge. Why else would I have watched so much Survivor? It's not to watch those people run around in their underwear. It's not, but looking at this and my brain tells me I simply must click. And then boom, Ryan Trahan, 53 million views across the two videos. Now I'm going to show some examples of people that genuinely, I believe, just copied Ryan's homework, and that's why they used the same thumbnail. So this is just, this is just the same video trying to be replicated. Okay, fine, no big deal. But here's some examples of people that I think actually understood why the thumbnail worked, and that's why they used a similar style. Because it's a little bit different, they kind of tweaked it in their own way. The video topic itself isn't even really the same. It's just this vibe that's similar. You see, it's all about learning the why. It's understanding why something works. You gotta teach a man to fish type beat. And there's a Mr. Beast video from before the Ryan Trahan ones came out, where he actually uses a similar formula here. So maybe Mr. Beast was actually kind of the blueprint for this whole trend. That would not surprise me at all. He is the blueprint for a lot of things that happen on YouTube. But he's also been known to change his thumbnails constantly, and sometimes even years after a video has been uploaded. So I don't know what this might not have even been the original thumbnail. We will talk about Mr. Beast later, but for now, I'm giving Ryan the credit for this thumbnail. Okay, moving on to the next.
What color did I use for a skin tone?
Friendly fire.
It was
some might say.
I
dabbled in commentary. I dabbled, absolutely, but because a lot of people would consider me a commentary YouTuber, that means that I have also definitely fallen victim to what I'm about to talk about, so I'm not speaking from a high horse by any means. Just observing again. And before I dive into this, if you think I'm talking about any one channel specifically, I can assure you I am not. So the commentary style thumbnail, more often than not, features the YouTuber in the center of the frame, flanked on either side by screenshots of whatever it is that they are talking about in the video. And bonus points if they are holding a condenser microphone for some reason. These condenser microphones are not designed to be handheld, but the commentary community continues to defy all odds. Here's a little meme that I made about it I thought was quite clever. Let me know what you think. Positive feedback only, please. Facebook moms would probably love that meme if they knew what a commentary YouTuber was. This next part is very important, okay? So listen up. You need to add some sort of phrase to your thumbnail if you're making a commentary video, as we see here. And these phrases need to convey your opinion on the topic at hand. We have a few different options for phrases that you can use. Why did they make this? If it's a movie that you think is not very good. This is weird. Kind of on the nose, but I respect it. Other examples, why does this exist? What is happening? ... A personal favorite of mine, who is this for? And the answer is usually small children. There's a ton of, there's a bunch of others, and you can mix and match, right? It's fun to mix and match. When you add the phrase, and you will because this is mandatory, yellow text, Arial font. Okay, let me repeat that. Yellow text, Arial font. This is non-negotiable. You can make the text a little bit wavy if you'd like. I've seen that before. Now, that's kind of fun. But that is the only optional thing here. Yellow text, Arial font. Oh, you are officially a commentary YouTuber. I'm so sorry. I am roasting it a little bit. But again, we gotta keep in mind, I am a commentary YouTuber as well. So I've fallen victim to this, like I said before. But looking across YouTube,
who are these
objectively, this works. Why? Well, for starters, most people, when they're scrolling through their homepage or they're scrolling through their phone, whatever, they're not
I don't know what I grabbed this
really
for.
intensely studying a thumbnail. They're not right up in there, getting all the details. They're not exactly doing high-level research, paying close attention to everything that they see. And you might not even initially read the title of a video. I know a lot of people, your brain is just skimming over thumbnails when you're scrolling through YouTube. So having a little bit of text in there can be very helpful. It just kind of gives a little bit more context of what is going on behind this thumbnail. Like, oh, they're getting an opinion on something that they think is weird and also maybe a bit confusing. And knowing that might help you make a more informed decision if you want that kind of energy in your life at this very moment. Also, yellow sans serif font is just the easiest to read on most backgrounds, so that's kind of why that works. If the video is a more kind of like drama-focused video, like say for example this fella right here, I don't know this fella, but let's just say maybe he popped up in the news for doing something crazy, I don't know, and maybe you've seen his face before, maybe you saw it on Twitter, maybe there was a news story about this guy, and then you see it pop up in this thumbnail and you see this little fella here talking, he's confused, he's talking, this is weird, you know, maybe he's talking about the story, he's covering the drama, and now boom, you know what you're getting into if you click on this video. And lastly, and probably most importantly, this is just the general aesthetic that works right now. It's the trendy thing to do if you are a commentary channel. And that's cool because it definitely helps a viewer who is familiar with this type of content understand what they're getting into before they click on it. I have run into in the past when I'm making a commentary type video about something and there are people that don't get it and they click on the video expecting to just see
these are for the cheetah print
that I'm talking about and not listen to me talk about it. And then they get all angry in the comments like, what, who's this idiot talking? Stop talking, just show me the thing. So, you know, having it be a little more clear, this is a commentary video, it just helps everybody. Something that I need to maybe work on with myself is that when I see thumbnails like this, my knee-jerk reaction is, that's not very creative. You could have been more creative. But that's just because my scrambled egg brain kind of blends them all together. It's hard for me to differentiate. Have I seen this video? It looks like every other, maybe I've already watched this. But again, that's just a me problem. The thing is, you have to realize that sometimes you can't really be that out of the box with certain niches on YouTube. I mean, you can, but it might hurt your success a little bit. Am I too dark? It's nobody's fault that this is what is working right now. It is what it is. And this will probably change at some point, and it's impossible to keep up, and you just have to ride the wave and try to hold on for dear life because things change so often and so quickly on YouTube. But right now, this is kind of what's working. And good on them. And like I said before, if you think I'm talking about any one channel specifically, I can assure you I am not. If you don't believe me, here are a few examples from people that I know personally, that I'm friendly with, and they use this template. And here are some YouTubers who are popular that I don't actually know personally, and they use the template. And then here are some smaller channels that I didn't even know about until right now, and they also use the template. It's just kind of what people are doing right now. And it's working, and it's not hideous. So, there you go. Okay, next, let's talk about a style that has plagued YouTube for the last couple of years. But first, we need to talk about a sponsor that has plagued my channel for the same amount of time. I'm kidding. They're going to hate that I said that. No, a very, very quick sponsor break. 1 minute. We'll be right back. The company Helix is sponsoring this video. The sleepover is back in discussions. I will keep you posted. Helix makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs and sent straight to your door for free if you live in the U.S. It comes rolled up in a box and it is super easy to set up. You just take their short Helix sleep quiz.
Let me
based
skip
on
this
your
ad.
answers, they'll recommend a mattress that should be a great fit. Let's get back to the actual video. The impact Mr. Beast has had on this platform cannot
cheetah
be
print
overstated. And oh my
sucks.
goodness, that impact haunts me daily. Look at this. Soak it in, as difficult as that may be. Let it pour over your eyes and seep into your soul. This image physically hurts to look at. They are doing entirely too much over there, man. The Mr. Beast style generally consists of frighteningly smooth skin, uncanny eyes and teeth, a clearly fake background. Like, this is not what's happening in the video. And almost always some kind of large number in the corner. The psychological warfare that is going on in this thumbnail was enough to write a dissertation about. And then one day he decided to just... So...
No one has made this dramatic of a change yet. I am the first in the generation. It is very scary.
And I gotta admit, this is slightly less painful for me to look at. It still feels more like an ad for a bad mobile game than a YouTube video, but it is better. Why does this entice people? Surely we know that this is not a fully accurate representation of what's going on in the video. We know that, right guys? The easy answer that everyone likes to throw out is that kids are watching this. Kids don't care, but it's not only kids that watch Mr. Beast. There are a lot of it, but it's not only them. So why would anyone else click on this? I think that Jimmy's ability to somewhat follow through on the absolutely insane promises of these thumbnails is what has helped him out over the years. And that's no secret. He knows that. He's talked about that. Everyone knows that. Of course, that's why. Because the watch time is high because he's following through with what people see to a certain degree. Like, look at this laser maze. I mean, it's not really that in the video, but it's still cool. Oh no, Jimmy got a snake around his neck. That never actually happens, but other interesting stuff similar to it does happen in the video. Like, you can look at a thumbnail like this and think, there ain't no freaking way. But then, there kind of is a little bit, sometimes, a freaking way. And that then might convince somebody that the next unbelievable thumbnail from a different channel that they see might have a freaking way. It doesn't. It absolutely doesn't. Of course not. But I think at that point it's too late and you've already clicked the video. Nobody is capable of delivering on these absolutely ridiculous thumbnails the way that Jimmy is capable of doing that. He gets the closest out of anybody that I've ever seen. I wish that they would just stop doing the weird skin eyes stuff. You can look like a normal human being, I think. Let's experiment with it. Can we A/B test, Jimmy? So then what would be the complete opposite of this phenomenon? That's right, the default image. I can hear the reverb in the audio of this video. Back in the early days of YouTube, you really didn't have much of a choice on what your thumbnail looked like. You would upload the video and then they would give you 3 options of just frames from the video to choose from. And for a long time, that was it. That's all you got. Some people did find ways to beat that system, like the Dave Days classic, OMG, this girl is so hot, where if you look closely, you'll see the thumbnail image flash for a few frames right in the middle of the video. Other YouTubers had also picked up on the fact that one of the options that YouTube will give you is always the exact middle frame of the video. So then these YouTubers would make their own custom thumbnails and then just stick it in the video for like a couple of frames right in the middle, and then their video would appear to have a custom thumbnail. Pretty clever. Pretty clever. And then one day YouTube just granted the ability to upload custom thumbnails to certain creators that were in the partner program, but you had to be invited to that at the time, like a high school party. No wonder I wasn't in that. And then nowadays, anybody can upload a thumbnail to any video. Doesn't matter. But for a very long time, the vast majority of YouTube thumbnails looked something like this. They were represented by this low-resolution still shot of whatever was actually happening in the video. So simple. So mysterious. What is he thinking? Where is he sitting? Why is the lighting always so yellow? This video could be about literally anything, and based on the thumbnail, we would have no context whatsoever. Go, girl. Give us nothing. This is as pure as it gets, baby. I like to imagine a world where this is still the standard. No custom thumbnails, no artistic expression, no. Would Mr. Beast still be at the top if he had to work with this? I think that playing field would be a lot more even. Looking through my old YouTube channel, the thumbnails were not exactly attention-grabbing. The only one that even accidentally looked good was this video of the double rainbow in our backyard, and that was just pure luck. It just happened to be one of the frames in the video that they gave me. I'm very thankful for that. Thank you, YouTube. The crazy thing is that there are a handful of YouTubers today that still just do this. I think of ProZD as an example. The Vlog Brothers come to mind. Caleb City, I think, he looks like he does this. Same with Critical. He's just using default thumbnails, it seems. I also think Jenna Marbles did this before she retired. And that is the ultimate flex. If you can pull views without having to do any kind of additional branding or marketing, you're a witch. And you're to be burned at the stake for that. Do you realize how much time I spend making thumbnails? Things that I think will get people to click on the video. It's a lot. It's a lot of time. Crafting the perfect representation of the topic of the video, along with just like blending in the overall vibe, and having all of that be conveyed when a person scrolling YouTube looks at it for less than a second. Empires have crumbled under less pressure. I actually talked about this a little bit with my friend Frank James last year on his podcast. I think there's this expectation that YouTube has kind of created in people that if a video is short and has like an auto-generated thumbnail, it's funny. This has to be funny because it's being suggested to me and it doesn't look like much, you know? There's got to be something good in there. You know those videos where it's like the downfall of insert stand-up comedian or YouTuber here? My parents watch my videos. They have no idea what I'm talking about right now. Why do the thumbnails on videos like that always look like this? By the way, don't even think about using this thumbnail in a cheeky little downfall video about me someday, okay? Don't do that to me. They got the large face front and center, usually looking a little bit crazy, a little bit wacky. Look at this guy. He's a scary individual. And then on either side of this, they sometimes will have, other people that are also related to the story or the scandal in question, or maybe just past versions of this. Look at how crazy he is now. He used to be kind of chill. He used to be kind of handsome. And then, of course, they are always placed in the fiery depths of hell for dramatic effect. Think about how much less interesting this scene would be if instead of the fiery depths of hell, they were just at, like, a farmer's market or something. Would you click on this video? Would you? Be honest with me and with yourself. Oh, and another thing, if you want it to be a Sunny V2 thumbnail, we just go ahead and turn it into a cartoon for some reason. The next recurring style I'd like to talk about is right here. Can you guess what this is? Just take a moment to guess what style I'm about to reference. This is the apology / breakup video. Now, these subjects, in terms of thumbnails, are basically interchangeable from what I've seen. As a matter of fact, you could probably make a fun game show out of that. Like, is it an apology or is it a breakup video? Somebody, go ahead, use that one. You go ahead and use that one. Just credit me as an executive producer. It kind of takes two people to break up. Who knew? So most of the time there will be two people in the breakup thumbnails, but not all the time. I've seen videos where it's just the one. Some of the staples of this video style are as follows: staring solemnly and or blankly ahead, barely holding back tears, the look of defeat. They are often disheveled or unshowered to show you how upset and or regretful they are. I had a thread going on my Twitter for a while where I documented every time I saw one of these breakup videos hit the trending page, and I ultimately had to just stop doing that because it just kept happening. I don't have that kind of time on my hands. I'm a father of two. You think I can keep up with all these breakup videos on the trending page? It happens all the time. And the apology videos, they feel like a yearly occurrence now. People haven't had something this juicy to collectively look forward to since the annual Improv Everywhere No Pants Subway Ride video stopped. I want to say, this thumbnail is always meant to look like a default still. Like, you know, it's just one of the options that they give you.
You guys think
It's meant to
orange
look
for the
like that,
background
but
or
I can
red?
assure you it's not. They want it to just seem more
Which
candid,
one?
to seem more authentic. But this is very calculated. Notice how perfectly lit this frame is.
I think it'll-
That doesn't just happen, all right? I mean, look at, have you been watching this video?
I'm gonna do
It would have
orange.
taken some effort to make it look this good. And look at how, despite his sorrows, he's still quite attractive. Don't you agree? Sad people aren't attractive like this. I actually, for April Fool's Day in 2022, I believe, I made this video right here. And it's a fake apology video. And I did all that stuff, you know? There's a couple of things going on here. Over on the side here, I made this little tree bigger. It was actually very small in the image, and I wanted it to fill out more space just to balance the photo a little bit. I photoshopped my eyes to be much bluer than they usually are. Kind of enticing, pulls you in. And I think, looking at this now, my jawline, I think I made look really sharp. Unless, dude, if I really just looked like this, maybe I did. Maybe I looked really... Damn, what happened to me? Okay, let's move on. What's the next one we got here? Oh, okay, yes, good. This is the celebrity interview. And you can spot these from a mile away because, you know,
Okay.
the celebrity will be off to the side, but they'll be
With
speaking.
what
You'll
I
hear
had,
sentence. They'll be made
I
answer
think I
to a
did
question.
pretty
A lot
good.
of the time, I see over in the corner here a little box with, you know, maybe a famous movie role that they were in, and they're playing.
Shit, I almost knocked this whole thing
It
of
does seem like nowadays
color
every
pencils
single
over.
celebrity interview, they're like eating food the whole time. I guess that's a law now. So many shows like that. I mean, a lot. There's a lot of them. This thumbnail is honestly pretty straightforward. Really, the only reason that I'm mentioning this genre at all is because I always have a very hard time actually telling which company it is. Over here you can see the C logo, and that just stands for Scott Kramer. But this, it's always something. GQ, Variety, Vogue, Vanity Fair, Architectural Digest. Architectural Digest especially is confusing to me.
I think this looks pretty good.
It's always strange because it
All
looks
things
like they're
considered.
just disclosing that this video is an ad. I'm not going to click on something that
Thanks
I
for
think is an
watching.
ad.
I'm gonna
Gross. So, yeah, I
dip.
don't know. I think maybe
Bye.
they